Hi guys, I was just sat here doing my meditation and I decided to pull a card. And the card that I pulled was the shadow. And the shadow is the part of us that we tend to want to hide and put in a box and ignore. However, if we ignore the aspects of ourselves that we don't particularly like, then we're ignoring a part of us. And that part of us needs to be expressed in some way or another. I like to think of the shadow as pictures less proudly displayed on the mantelpiece. So we always put the best pictures up, don't we, around our house, or the moments and the memories that we're proud of, or the pictures where we like the way that we looked or that particular day. And it's quite unlikely that we're going to put up pictures of where we're looking really shabby, perhaps we haven't had a good night's sleep, the day that we had an argument with our partner and we were really depressed and we're looking really grumpy. You're not going to display those pictures. Those are pictures that won't be put on your mantelpiece. However, even though you haven't put them on your mantelpiece, those days existed. And you will remember them and you'll be aware of how you felt on those not so special days. So let's say, for example, you had a terrible day once. Let's use the example that you're a child and your parents have kind of screamed at you and said, you know, you're no good at this, or you're always that way, in a very negative way, and you felt awful, but just because you haven't put that picture or that feeling up in public doesn't mean the effects of that day and those words and those triggers, that they don't exist. And on a subconscious level, that is going to have an effect in your day-to-day life, whether you realise it or not. And until you go and revisit that shadow or that memory or that trigger or that way of thinking about yourself, you're not going to be able to change it. Most of my biggest breakthroughs, my biggest moments of feeling like I've accelerated or I've changed or I've overcome a limiting belief have come after digging through my own shadows, going to the root of why I didn't feel worthy of things, or how I felt insecure, or my voice doesn't matter, what I do doesn't matter, who's this going to affect? I had to go back to those shadows and re-look at them and think, where have they come from, these thoughts? And in order to heal and to get over them and to realise they weren't true, I had to revisit them. It's a bit like carrying a backpack full of rocks. And you want to run. You want to run really fast. You want to run the best you can. But your backpack's full of rocks. And until you take those rocks out, you're not going to run the fastest that you're capable of running. You're not going to run the race of your own life and your purpose. It doesn't matter how much desire you have. You're not going to get there until you get rid of these rocks. You know, think about it. What desires do you have? What dreams and goals do you have? And how long have you had certain dreams? And how many times have you tried and tried to accomplish even a sense of feeling? It might not be a physical thing, but you want to feel a certain way. You're not going to be able to get there till you empty your backpack of rocks. It's not always the easiest thing to do, I can tell you. Revisiting old wounds and negative feelings about ourselves and trying to find out where they've come from can be quite painful. But it's really worth it, because without going back and changing the narrative, changing the script, you're not going to have any difference in the now. And I'll tell you also, the hardest rock to eliminate and throw away is always the first one. Once you start this as a practice, it becomes easier. It becomes easier to revisit because you know that it's ultimately going to have a very positive outcome for you in your present moment. And actually, maybe, just maybe, you can accomplish what you want. You can reach your desires. You can accomplish those dreams. It really is true, that expression. The only thing holding me back is me. We have the power and the tools to do amazing, amazing things. You do. But you can also block your path, keep repeating the same cycles, trying and trying to move forwards, ending up in the same place over and over and over until you break that cycle. Take a real long look at yourself, and then you can grow. Then you can run and get that goal and that dream and know that you deserve it.